is an asshole. And what he brings to my country, what he's awakened in my country is bigotry and distrust. He tells something, and then you go back and you see what he said, and it seems like the truth both times. He's so terrific at lying. I've never seen anybody so good. I mean, it's
When Cher goes off, she goes off. And Trump just got blasted by a vocal tsunami. She didn't just call him out. She tore into him like a power ballad high note aimed straight at his ego. The internet's on fire. Late night hosts are feasting. And you just know Trump's somewhere rage typing in all caps, desperate to clap back. But let's be honest, nothing can outmatch the sheer force of Cher in full diva mode. This isn't just shade, it's a Category 5 diva storm.
To tell you something, if someone said that my daughter was a hot piece of ass, I would put my fist through his face. Someone who would bring down the country because he doesn't win does not deserve anything, deserves nothing. He deserves nothing. He does not deserve any kind of respect, loyalty. I don't think he has two moral fibers.
If there's one thing the world knows, it's that Cher doesn't do subtle. So when she finally went off on Trump, she didn't settle for a passive-aggressive tweet or a sly jab in an interview. Oh no. She unleashed a full-blown verbal hurricane. It was loud, it was dramatic, and it hit harder than a high note in a sold-out stadium.
The people he will bring with him will put an end to any hope that women have of getting the rights that we had in Roe versus Wade. I believe they will put an end to any gay marriage. They will put an end to gay adoption. It's not going to hurt me. I'm 70. It's not going to do anything to me, but it's going to do stuff to young people. And that really scares me and it really bothers me.
If you're enjoying this, go ahead and hit subscribe. You don't want to miss what's next. But seriously, how did this masterpiece of a call-out unfold? Was it a tweet so sharp that Elon nearly banned capital letters to contain the damage? A no-holds-barred TV appearance where she hijacked the segment and turned it into a one-woman roast? Or, our personal favorite, a full-blown cinematic moment, delivering her words like the dramatic finale of a rock opera? Because if anyone can make calling out a former president feel like a Grammy-worthy performance, it's Cher.
I will try and be as direct and honest with you as I possibly can be. I am positive that you are the most unattractive man I have ever met in my entire life. You have demonstrated every loathsome characteristic of the male personality and even discovered a few new ones. You are...
And then came the moment heard around the world. It didn't matter if you were scrolling through your phone, watching TV, or sipping coffee in peace. Boom. There it was, a call out so powerful it made people do double takes, hit rewind, and ask, did she really just say that? Yes, she did. Yes.
People in America could realize what kind of a person he is. What kind of, yes, but worse than that. And probably not very good, but...
Somewhere in the gilded halls of Mar-a-Lago, Trump probably choked on his Diet Coke. One moment, he was enjoying his usual routine, posting in all caps about ratings, polls, or how he basically invented golf. And the next, spit take. Phones were ringing, advisors were scrambling, and Fox News producers were already piecing together an emergency segment to defend his honor. Meanwhile, the internet had already gone nuclear. Twitter, or X whatever, became a war zone. Instagram turned into a meme factory, and TikTok? Forget it. TikTok was running victory laps. The reactions were instant and ruthless. People clipped, edited, remixed, and within minutes, there was everything from dramatic slow-motion replays of Cher's words to auto-tune diss tracks. And the celebrity reactions? Oh, they delivered. Some dropped cryptic laughing emojis, others went full, no, she said what she said. And even those who usually stayed out of politics were grabbing popcorn like they had front row seats to one of her concerts. Cher had done it. She dropped the mic, walked off the stage, and left the world spinning. The only question was, how would Trump react? And more importantly, was Cher finished, or was this just act on it. You could feel it coming. The moment Cher lit Trump up, it was like setting off a firework in a gas station. There was no way he was letting it slide. And sure enough, as the internet was still catching its breath, boom, Trump detonated on Truth Social, Fury. Made a caps. Exclamation points flying like confetti. It was a meltdown for the ages. The man went into full damage control mode, hammering out a response like his phone had personally offended him. His usual playbook came out in force. Deny, deflect, insult, and somehow make it all about himself. But no amount of rage typing could change the fact that Cher had just handed him a public smackdown. And the world was loving every second of it.
Total, complete alpha energy.
And let's talk about that attempt to undermine Cher's career, because really, coming for someone who's dominated music, movies, and pop culture for literal generations, someone with more awards than he has failed businesses? Someone who's survived everything from Hollywood drama to Twitter wars without breaking a sweat. Bad strategy, but here's where it got even better. The accidental self-own. Trump was so desperate to dismiss Cher's legacy that he ended up listing all the decades she's been wildly successful. It was like watching someone argue that Michael Jordan wasn't that great while reciting his championship wins. Iconic, and meanwhile, his inner circle had entered full-blown panic mode. The damage control team was working overtime, scrambling to make sure he hadn't just boosted Cher's career even more while trying to tear her down. Fox News was probably gearing up to spin the whole thing, no doubt slapping a tired labels on Cher like Hollywood elite out of touch with real Americans, or something equally predictable, but the internet? Not buying it. Instead of dragging Cher down, Trump's rant only reminded everyone why she's been a legend for decades, and the internet was eating it up.
Let's take a look at some of the people that claimed that they would leave America if Donald Trump became president again. In 2020, Barbara Streisand raised eyebrows when she said she'd move to England if Trump won a second term. She's still there. We of course saw Ellen leave with her partner Portia de Rossi. She went to the Cotswolds in the UK. And actress America Ferrera claimed that she might be leaving at some point. Sharon Stone also said that she might move to Italy. Bring us up to speed on the celebrities that wanted to flee the States and those that are actually going to stick around.
And then, inevitably Saturi came the nicknames. Because, of course, Trump couldn't resist slapping together some childish, bizarre attempt at an insult. It was supposed to be devastating, but instead, it sounded like a rejected drag queen name. Meanwhile, Cher, the queen of reinvention, the master of style, could have flipped any of his weak jabs into a brand deal. Honestly, she was probably already getting offers to trademark his nonsense and slap it on a line of t-shirts. But here's the real difference between them. Cher didn't even need to respond. While Trump spiraled, raged, and pounded out, all caps clapbacks, she just sat back and let the world do the roasting for her. Somewhere, you know she was sipping a cocktail, laughing at the chaos she just unleashed.
On paper, he looked so good, you know. He was brought up rich. He had a good education. He's got all these young chicks. I don't know how young, but he's got all these young chicks, and he just keeps trading them in on younger chicks. And he's got all this money, and he's famous, and still he's such a.
Here's the thing, Akira's isn't just a legend, she's untouchable. She survived every era, every industry shift, and every attempt to dismiss her. And Trump, he's a walking punchline, a man whose every tantrum only makes the joke louder. And this time, the joke was definitely set on him. Cher wasn't just winning, she was crushing. The moment Trump tried and failed to land a solid comeback, the internet erupted into pure chaos, with standing at the center of it, unshaken, untouched, and undefeated. While Trump scrambled to reclaim the narrative, Cher was thriving, playing along like a performer who knew the encore was already hers. The name Cher spread like wildfire, transforming from a typo into a full-blown cultural event, and she knew exactly wastes how to keep the momentum going. Instead of pushing back with anger, she doubled down on the joke, stepping into her accidental new persona with the kind of effortless confidence only a true icon could pull off.
Nobody run.
What are my thoughts on the Trump shooting?
Secret Service, these guys are the best in the business. Not gonna happen again, and
I want to say there shouldn't be political violence, but at this point,
elections are like a clown show.
I think it's a gun rights thing.
You see Trump shot, and you're thinking, well, did they actually get him?
I guess it's possible that it's a hoax, but I think it probably happened.
our government lies to us all the time. It's not like he's above it.
He looks even stronger now.
If you not want to vote,
Probably sealed the deal that he's going to be the president-elect.
could run for president at this point.
Online, no one was debating policy or rehashing old scandals. They were too busy chanting "Money Cher lives" in comment sections. Profile pictures transformed into vintage Cher album covers, and fan edits popped up of her riding a golden chariot. Into battle. The internet had picked a side, and it definitely wasn't with the guy rage posting into the void from his gilded Florida fortress. Trump's frustration was hitting a critical mass. Every attempt to drag the spotlight back to himself only made things worse. His words weren't being met with fear or reverence. They were being turned into memes before he could even finish typing them. No matter how hard he pushed, the world wasn't moving on from the Cher spectacle, and it was driving him absolutely wild.
Okay, you have, rightly so, been incredibly outspoken about your disapproval of President Donald Trump. Say one nice thing about him.
No. What's one nice thing about him? There's nothing nice about him. I can't say one nice thing about him.
And oh, she could feel it. That shift. The moment when a fight stops being a fight and becomes one person desperately yelling while the other effortlessly takes a victory lap. She didn't need to say much. A few perfectly timed remarks. Here and there, a laugh, a wink, a knowing smirk that told the world she wasn't just playing the game. She was running it. Amid the chaos, someone unearthed Trump's old grudge against her, resurfacing a past jab where he claimed her career was over. The irony was too delicious to ignore. While I was floundering, Cher was headlining the biggest viral moment of the week without even trying. His insults had aged like spoiled milk, while Cher, she remained timeless, untouchable, and completely unbothered.
I will do everything in my power to protect our LGBTQ citizens from the violence and oppression of a hateful foreign ideology.
Cher, what was your reaction when you heard him say that?
Oh, come on. And he says those letters like a child that's just learning the alphabet and then pokes his finger in the air for Q. I mean, He's the most disingenuous man I've ever seen. And I want to tell you, my people will not believe him for a minute. And I read that he was at a 7-hour, closed-door meeting with 400 of the most conservative, hate gay people, LGBT community that there are. So how does he go from that meeting to telling my people that he will
Television hosts couldn't resist weighing in. Late-night monologues dripped with secondhand embarrassment for Trump, and even his usual defenders were struggling to spin the mess in his favor. And really, what was there to defend? A man so rattled by a pop icon that he accidentally handed her a brand new identity. It was a level of self-sabotage no PR team could fix. What started as a simple back and forth had morphed into something much bigger, a defining image of what happens when a cultural titan stands unshaken while an enraged ex-president flails helplessly in the digital abyss. The contrast was impossible to ignore. On one side, Cher was effortlessly basking in the glow of a newfound internet movement. On the other, Trump was stuck in a losing battle against a joke he accidentally created, and no amount of rage posting could change that.
You feel that you need to speak out?
Well, first of all, I'm a citizen. and that's my right. I've been through 11 presidents. We've been afraid of different countries, you know, and we've been afraid of different actions from those countries. I never thought that I would fear actions from my own country.
You're always very vocal about women's issues and supportive. Are you encouraged by the changes that are happening?
I am. I'm so much. I am so happy, and it's taken so long. I remember what you had to go through and men patting you on the head, you know, and you're a star and you're making all this money and men are still